Good morning, honey bunnies. Just getting my notes together, waiting for y'all to come in. You know the drill. Make sure you wave and say hello when you join so I know you're there. Good morning, y'all. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Make sure you have your pen and or pencil and paper ready to take notes, or if you're typing, some way to take notes. We're going to go over the importance of building a morning routine. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Please wave when you come in. Let me know you're here. Say hello. How are y'all doing? Where are you today? What's the weather like? How you feeling? There's a lot of strange, sad, and scary things going on right now in the world. And I hope everybody is taking care of themselves and staying in prayer and checking in with themselves. I'm having a turmeric latte, and I got some turmeric on my thumb. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm trying not to turn everything in my house yellow. I have a habit of smearing turmeric everywhere. Anyway, good morning again. Please let me know that you're here when you come in. Wave, say hello. Let me know how you're feeling, what's going on. Excited to connect with y'all today. Good morning, Megan. Oh, you're in 180, aren't you? How are you loving 180? It's good to see you, babe. Or see you. You know what I mean. Love a turmeric latte. Have y'all ever had a turmeric latte? Let me know. All right. Megan, that's awesome. That is so awesome. So what I want to say with that is most of my students, whether you're in 180 or in 2.0, or if you work with me one-on-one, see amazing results very quickly. And they will keep happening. But one thing that I want to go ahead and just kind of plant in your ear is don't ride the highs too high, don't ride the lows too low. If this progress tends to kind of level off after a while, that's not bad. Okay, so just remember that, if you see a lot of rapid progress at first, that's great. But also don't expect that to keep going and going and going and going and going once you get to a healthier place, if that makes sense. So I just like to set realistic expectations. And I think that is so incredible. And I know that it is so relieving for you to implement something and see it work so quickly. So kudos to you. Congratulations. That's awesome, Megan. Yes, you just feel so much better, so much. Yeah. Amen. Amen. Focus on how you want to feel. You'll end up looking the way that you want to look. I struggled with that so long. I was just so hyper-focused on the end results, looking a certain way, because I thought if I look a certain way, I'll feel a certain way and I'll be validated, right? And really it's the other way around, and we have to kind of just come to grips with that first. But it looks like you're already there with your mindset, so Megan, that's amazing, babe. Like, I'm seriously so freaking happy for you. So congrats. All right, honey bunnies, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go over the importance of a morning routine. So kindly, any questions or comments on this training, unless I ask you in real time, I'm going to get to them afterwards. Go ahead, feel free to post them. I'm not going to look at them until the end so I don't get distracted. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, make sure you have your pen, pencil, you're ready to take your notes, etc. And let's dive in. So the importance of a morning routine. Now, y'all know that some people joke, but some of my students refer to me as the routine queen. And this is funny because I didn't used to be like that at all. I was totally the person that like woke up late or hit snooze and would like try to fly by the seat of their pants. I was constantly flustered, like forever flustered. Right? I feel like I could never catch up with myself or anything around me. And I just, I quickly realized that gone are the days where I can really just wake up and wing it. Like I needed to have a routine. And when I get up early, I have way more time to check in with myself. I'm way more productive. And I just overall physiologically feel better. And I think that has to do with a lot of just how we're designed to function physiologically. And if we can kind of get out of our own way and stop, just, hitting snooze, driving, living around on autopilot, etc. When we have more intentionality with our routine and time management, we just function and feel so much better. So I'm going to go into that. So I have 3 main sections that I want to go over as to why I know building a proper morning routine is going to help you feel and function so much better. Okay, so the first is early rising. Now, for those of you who are not morning people, I completely sympathize. I used to not be a morning person at all. In fact, the fact that I naturally wake up now at like 4:30, 4:45 a.m. boggles my mind because I legit used to just cry even when my alarm at 6:30 a.m. would go off, all right? So 6:30 a.m. for me now is like someone saying they're going to sleep until like 8 or 9 o'clock, legit. But I also go to bed a lot earlier, so it equals out. But we're going to stick on, we'll get into evening routines on another day. But when you rise early, and I'm looking at my notes, I don't know if this is your first time watching me, I'm always looking at my notes, so I'm not talking to an imaginary friend. This is just what I have in front of me. So when you wake up early, our circadian rhythm naturally flows with the sun. Okay, so I know with daylight savings, it's getting later, or it's lighter later, and vice versa. The sun's coming up a lot earlier. So the thing about this is that our body actually prefers our digestion, our hormones, literally our brain function, cognitive function, everything flows with the sun. So if you can get into the habit of getting up earlier, I'm not saying you got to get up like me at like 4:30 or 4:45, but if you could just even try maybe getting up within an hour of the sunrise around that time, it would be much more beneficial for you, and the same with going to bed. When you get up early in the morning, you're more alert. You have more time for productivity. Make sure you're writing these down. Just in case someone needs me to backtrack, we're talking about the importance of a morning routine and why you need to get up early. You need to become an early riser because, again, circadian rhythm naturally is set and flows with the sun. You are more alert in the morning. You have more time for productivity. You get to tend to yourself before going into the day. That's important, especially you mamas. If you have littles, you gotta be tending to yourself first. And when you do this, you're less likely to react and you're more likely to respond. So you're going to become more intentional. And it's like a warm up for your brain. So instead of just cranking the engine like in your car and taking off, it's good to let your brain warm up and get its cognitive functions firing before you start going into the day and making decisions, right? We need time, y'all. We can't just wake up and fly off. I mean, I know movies and TV shows and our culture kind of glorifies this whole, boss mode, get busy. Like as soon as you wake up, it's just go, go, go. And the reality is it's not conducive for productivity at all whatsoever. Anything that you can do consistently and decrease stress is going to be sustainable, and it's going to be more lucrative in terms of you being productive and maintaining a routine. So, and think about it like this, like think of it as a workout. Like when you go to the gym, you don't just run into the gym and then pick up a weight and start going. And you don't just leave when you're done. I hope you don't. If you actually know what you're doing, you go into the gym or your workout, you warm up first, then you do your work, and then you do what? You cool down, stretch, and then you're done. So we need to treat our brain and our cognitive function the same way. So again, the benefits of early rising, that is huge. So circadian rhythm, setting with the sun, you're more alert first thing in the morning. You have more time for productivity, more time to get things done. You get to tend to yourself before going into the day. That's really important. You're less likely to react, more likely to respond because you've checked in with yourself, and we're going to get into that next. And it's like a warm up for your brain. Okay, you've got time to get your brain turned on, warm up, kind of just mellow out before you start going into the heavy task of the day. And again, think about it as like a car. You want to crank that engine and kind of let it purr for a minute before you drive off, or like a workout. You don't want to just run into the gym and pick up weights and start going. You need to warm up, stretch, etc. Get ready to do the heavy lifting, and then after the heavy lifting, you need to be able to cool down and disconnect. The second important factor with the morning routine is checking in with yourself. And again, I kind of brought this up in the first bit, but you get to set the agenda for the day. It's like your own personal briefing. You're reviewing what you want to accomplish for the day and how you're going to execute. And you get to decide how you want to feel. So with that, you get to set intentions. Ask yourself, what are my priorities today? What am I focused on? You get to write down your thoughts. Again, how are you feeling? What do you need to fill your cup up before going into the day? How can you nurture yourself? What are some things you may want to avoid or put off? Take a gauge, take a temperature. What is your emotional, physical temperature? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling emotionally? Do you even ask yourself that in the morning? Do you check in with yourself ever? Might be time to start, girlfriend, Pause for a turmeric latte. That is so good. There's yellow all over my desk and all over my counters, but it is so good. So yeah, check in with yourself. How can you nurture yourself? What are things that you might want to avoid? Taking that, write this down. Take your temperature. Take your personal temperature. What are you feeling? It's really important that we do this. And then lastly, fill your soul with gratitude. Take time to balance your mood. Set your perspective. We are ever-changing creatures, and we're ladies. We have hormones that ebb and flow. If you're on your cycle, progesterone and estrogen is low. You're going to have more brain fog. You're not going to feel as and productive. You may need more time to yourself. You may need that extra hour in the morning to just get on the couch and be still. Let yourself wake up. Let yourself write out the things that you're pissed about. Let yourself reflect the things that you're worried about or scared about, or the things that you're excited about. And kind of write some affirmations to yourself. It's really important that you do that, because here's the thing, you can't just go into the day and carry around that negativity and that stress. It's going to end up coming out. It may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but it's going to come. You need to make sure that you are dumping out your emotional baggage each morning, and you are hearing yourself. And you're the only person that can do that. It's not your spouse's job. It's not your partner, your girlfriend, your employee, your child. It is nobody else's job but yourself to check in with you and monitor how you're feeling. You can't take that crap into work, into the world, and project it onto other people. That's not fair. Okay? What you can do is projected onto a piece of paper and journal about it and sit with it and observe the feeling and ask yourself, okay, given this is how I'm feeling today, how am I going to operate? Okay? This is really important, y'all. And I know a lot of y'all don't do this. If you're an LRD, you do. But to those of you who are not checking in with yourself before you're going into the day, you are missing a huge, huge opportunity. So, to repeat that, the second important thing about a morning routine is checking in with yourself. You get to set the agenda for the day. It's like your own personal briefing. Brief yourself of what the day holds, what you're going to do, what your intentions are, what you're valuing. Set intentions. What are your priorities? What are you focused on? Write down your thoughts, how you're feeling. What do you need? What do you need to go into the day? How can you nurture yourself? What are some things that you may want to avoid or put off? What are some things that you may want to keep in your awareness or in your peripheral? Again, are you going through something difficult? Is there something big at work that's stressing you out? Was there an argument or a confrontation with a loved one that's kind of distracting you? Are there other things distracting you? Are you on your period? Are you hormonal? Are there things that could compromise your cognitive clarity, your mood, your productivity, etc.? Because these are things that we absolutely need to take into consideration every single day. Because those things are not excuses for you to derail. They're understandable hindrances. They're absolutely obstacles, but they're not an excuse to just derail and not take care of yourself. Okay? Just because you have cramps or you're in a bad mood or you got in a fight with your spouse or you're just not feeling so hot about yourself doesn't mean that you get to go eat shit food all day, skip the workout, and just sit around and be negative. And it's not going to make you feel better. You may think that sitting around and pouting and being on the couch or not doing your routine and just rebelling is going to be that self-care. I just need to take it easy on myself. No, that's just going to make things harder for you. And you know it. You don't feel better at the end of the day when you've done nothing. It's the days that you feel like crap in the morning that you actually follow through anyway and do the things that you know you need to do. When you get to the end of those days, those are the days that make you feel better because you say, you know what? Today started off kind of hairy, but I sat down. I did the hard things. I sat in it. I didn't resist it. I didn't avoid. I did the work. I did my diligence and I made it. And you know what? Even though I felt like whatever today, even though today just was upside down, I did this, this, and this. And I didn't make excuses. And I feel proud of myself. And you know what else, girlfriend? When you do that, the next time you roll into another hard day, you can look back on that day and go, you know what? I made it then. I can do it today too. It's very important. The last thing is the routine and habit principle of the morning routine. So let me talk about, this is like the behavioral science part behind it. This is the part that I get geeked out about. So when you have a morning routine and you have strong habits attached to those routine, it keeps you going even when you feel off. Ladies, I cannot tell you how many times I have felt like a zombie. Have you ever woken, especially like when you're on your cycle, when that progesterone and estrogen is super low, when you just kind of feel like literally a zombie. You know what I mean? You're like you know what you need to be doing, but it's like your brain just can't function quite as much as you want it to. I cannot tell you how many times I felt like that, but my brain was so set in my routine that it literally kept me going without having to think too much. Now, I know those of you listening to this who have a really solid routine know exactly what I'm talking about. It may not be 100%, but you can do it 99% when you have strong routine and habits in play. So even when you're feeling like, I don't know what to do, your brain is like, oh, don't worry about it. You need this, this, and this, and this. And you'll do it. It may not be perfect. It may take a little bit longer. It may be not quite in the order, but you've got those non-negotiable foundational principles of your routine that your brain gets used to. And the reward system is so high that it'll keep you pushing towards implementing those behaviors. So even when, and this goes into my next point, even when you're feeling negative, your brain's reward system will push and encourage you to carry out those desired behaviors. This is behavioral science. So around 2 weeks is what it takes to form that phenomenon in your brain. So what happens is when your brain gets used to carrying out a habit with a reward, it senses a reward from doing said behavior. For instance, a lot of us, when we start working out, don't really look forward to our workout because we haven't ingrained that reward system in our brain. So a lot of us will avoid or kind of dread the workout because we just feel like it's something we have to do. But over time, once you do the workout consistently or you get that movement in, your brain starts programming that, hey, when I'm finished with this activity, I have endorphins. I feel more energized. There's more oxygen flowing through my blood. I get to have a delicious smoothie or a meal. I feel generally positive about myself, right? Those are all tactile rewards that give certain chemical reactions in your brain. So your brain actually starts anticipating that reward. You can look at this even with someone that has a fix, like a drug addiction problem. You ever notice that when someone knows that they're about to go have a drink, they're in a really good mood? Because the brain is already anticipating that reward. So what I'm saying is after about 2 weeks, whether it's with your workout, getting up early, journaling, whatever that thing is, your brain will start releasing the chemicals and then the neurotransmitters in your mind to get you motivated towards carrying out that behavior. And that's what I'm talking about when I say that even on the days that you feel off or don't feel like doing something, once your brain programs that, hey, it doesn't matter how bad or off we feel, I know that when Kate does this thing, we're going to feel better. My brain is naturally going to push me towards carrying out that behavior anyway. And that will absolutely happen to you too. It's the science of behavior change. But the part that you probably don't want to hear is that you still have to endure those 1 to 2 weeks of struggling before you get there. But again, you got to ask yourself, what's more of a struggle? 2 weeks of implementing something that is long-term going to benefit me, or staying where I'm at? It's up to you. Lastly, when you carry out a routine and a habit that is productive for your well-being, even when you don't feel like it, what you're saying to yourself, like when you get up and you have a headache or you got cramps or you're in a bad mood or you're depressed or you're anxious or you're going through strife, whatever's going on in your mind, when you get up and you feel that heaviness, but you still make your bed, you still shower, you still get dressed, you still put on your face, tidy up your room, tidy up your space, move your body, sweat, sit down, reflect on your feelings, check in with yourself. You know what you're doing? Not only are you taking care of yourself, but what you're saying to yourself is, I matter. I still matter. Even though this is going on, I matter. This matters. I'm still able. I'm still capable. I am still accomplishing. And I can still do productive things to take care of myself, even on hard days. Now, I just want you to take a minute and reflect. How many of you resonate with that? How many of you could subscribe to that and get on with that? Let me know in the comments. Is this helpful? Hey, Suzanne. Hey, Janice. Hey, Ryan. Yes, I will share my turmeric latte recipe. But yeah, for those of you who are listening, how much is this resonating with you? Let me know. And again, I want to go over that. Routine and habits. So routine and habits keep you going even when you feel off. Again, I cannot tell you how many times I have woke up feeling so off. And I'm telling y'all, As a coach, I still have mornings. I'm a human. I'm not an alien. I am a human. Okay? So what's up, Whitney? So what I'm saying is I have mornings where I wake up and I'm like, God, it would be so easy for me to call this off and just stay in my PJs all day and just get on the couch and watch Netflix because the world won't miss me. There's enough things going on right now. Like, I just want to be silent and just disappear today. How many of you honestly have had thoughts like that? Because I want you to know that you're not freaking alone. Okay? And even Kate here, who has been through the gamut of the behavioral change science, I coach other women, I run a business, I own courses. I have days where I literally don't want to do anything, but I know that that's not an option. And I know ultimately that if I go to the end of my day, one, I'm going to feel different at the end of the day. Okay? There's 8 to 10 hours where a lot of things can change. So I don't want to go all day and waste a day and then at the end of the day say, did I do my best? No. That is way more defeating. It's way more defeating to do nothing and wallow than it is to try anyway, get some things done, and then get to the end of the day. And then when you're going back over inventory, say, you know what? I still did these things. And like I said before, if I did it then, I can do it today too. So you're setting a track record for yourself. Okay? And again, let's go to the part that even when you're feeling negative, your brain's reward system, once you anchor it to that solid routine, is going to prompt and encourage and push you to actually go in that direction. Go in the direction that you want to go. So yes, believe it or not, if you take just that 1 to 2 weeks to create that consistent habit, I guarantee you that even on your worst day, unless you're just, bedridden sick, even on your worst day, even with the worst cramps, even with the worst breakup or fight or stressful situation, you may have the thought that I don't want to do this. It would be so much easier if I didn't have to do this. But I guarantee you, your brain will keep nudging you to carry out that desired behavior. I promise. And that is great news, isn't it? That's great news. And again, when you decide to carry out a routine and stick to healthy habits that you need, even when you don't feel like it, what you're saying is, I know that I'm human. I know I'm having a bad day, but I still matter. This matters. I am still able. I hope you're writing this down. I am still able. I am still capable. I am still accomplishing, and I can still do productive things to take care of myself, even on hard days. Okay? So, the importance of a morning routine, I broke it down to 3 things. First is getting up early. You got to start getting up earlier. And I know most of y'all, if you're here watching this, even if you're not here, if you're watching the replay, you are looking to start getting up earlier. I have a feeling. Give me a thumbs up if this is you. All right. So you need that early time to get up. You're more alert. You're more productive. You get to check in with yourself and tend to yourself before going into the day. Number 2, that goes right into it. Checking in with yourself. Set the agenda. Give yourself your own briefing. Set intentions, your priorities, what you're focused on. Write down your thoughts. How are you feeling? What do you need today? What do you need before going into the to-dos? What are some things you may want to avoid or put off or be aware of or just be hyper vigilant of? Okay? Fill your soul with gratitude. Take time to balance your mood. Set your perspective. You can wake up as negative as you want to, but babe, at some point you have to decide that, yeah, I'm gonna allow myself to be upset about this, but I'm also going to be grateful of X. Or I'm also going to remember that even though this is going on, I have X. And because of that, I'm okay. It's the will to do it even when you don't feel like it that's going to give you that magic transformation that you're looking for. Okay? I'm telling you, girls. Take it from me. All right? So with that, I just want to remind you that we have an awesome free download. I want y'all to check it out. I'm going to post it here in the comments when we're finished. And if you haven't downloaded yet, please download it. It's called The Motivated Morning. And if you're trying to, lose weight, balance weight, and a lot of my students really aren't always trying to lose weight, and sometimes that pesky 5 to 10 pounds that won't come off is not necessarily from your workouts or your diet. It's from your routine. Okay? So whether you're trying to lose or manage your weight, eat more plant-based, or like today, just work on your routine and habits, or all of these. I mean, I feel like most of y'all are probably trying to work on all of these to some degree. This download is for you. It's called The Motivated Morning. Again, I'm going to link it in the comments. A little bit of coaching advice with after this training is go ahead and start today. Download The Motivated Morning now while you're hot, while you're listening. Make sure that you read over everything before you start. There's a tracker. There's the steps to the LRD lifestyle. And there's the exact steps that I do every single morning. The exact steps that my students in LRD 180 and LRD 2.0 follow, and they're getting incredible results. I don't know if you're just joining in or watching the replay, but go back and read through the comments. If you are in LRD 2.0 or 180, feel free to echo me here in the comments and leave some feedback on how the morning routine is helping and affecting your life. But you can do this, babe. All the tools and more that you need are in the Motivated Morning to get started. Plus, there's a free pancake recipe. So, I mean, if anything, you can check that out. But let me look over some questions. Let me know if this was helpful. What's up, Jessica? Hey, Asura. So you're getting up at 7 a.m. every morning since a month already, and you feel very proud. I'm proud for you, babe. And you don't even need your alarm. I told you. Isn't that crazy? It happens. You set that circadian rhythm. There's Jago. What's up, girl? Seriously, if you get up, if you start taking yourself to bed early at night, it feels kind of weird. Even if you just lay there. But after a while, your circadian rhythm will set. You will start waking up naturally without that alarm. It's awesome. I'm trying to go back and read the comments. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. And Astor's, and yes, Ryan, I'm going to share that in a minute. Let me read Astor's comment. Actually, my reason personally to take on, I felt I just needed to make a change. I stopped, trying to see more. Stop smoking, brought the power. Don't you love the power of habit? Astor, that's awesome. Congrats on stopping smoking, babe. That's hard. I used to smoke cigarettes in college. Thank God I never got addicted, but I was definitely getting there, and I'm so glad. I'm so thankful every day that I stopped doing that. Asura, okay. Your feedback is so good, and ladies, I hope that you're reading that. So, Asura, aside from the power of habit, what do you enjoy the most? I would be interested to hear. What do you enjoy the most about the morning routine and the LRD lifestyle? What parts of the LRD morning do you truly believe make the biggest differences for you? I'd be interested to hear that. I think anyone else listening would probably want to know too. And you are so welcome. Hey, third time's a charm. You'll get there, babe. And you know what? Take the pressure off yourself to be perfect with quitting, and just say that my quitting smoking is an entire process, and it's going to have different looking days. That way, if you have kind of more of an off day with your quitting, you're not going to be so hard on yourself, and you're like, well, today was kind of hard, so that means tomorrow is going to be a better day. Tomorrow is going to be an easier day, right? I'm so proud of you. All right, Ryan, I think it was Ryan wanted to know turmeric. Okay, turmeric latte recipe. So I have an electric water kettle. You just boil water. And what I do is I put a tablespoon. I like turmeric. So if you're not used to the taste, you may want to start small. But I do just kind of a eyeball. I guess. A tablespoon of turmeric powder. I do a little bit of cardamom. That gives it that chai flavor, and cinnamon. That's it. Just like a little bit of powder at the bottom of the mug. And then I pour the boiling water in, and I do a little bit of almond milk. And then I have my little whisker handheld bzzz thing. I don't know what it's called, but it froths. It froths. I froth it, and that's it. And then I'll add either maple syrup or like date paste or stevia, whatever sweetener that I have on hand, just to sweeten it a little bit. And that's all you do. That's all you do. I actually use more water than I do milk. That's just me. All right. Yeah, Lizzie, frothed. I love it. Froth, not frapped. All right. And then Astra says the journaling, definitely, because that's, I hope you all are reading this comment from Astra. Hold on, I'm trying to get it so I can read the rest of your comment. So today I wrote, when I'm bored, I will read a little instead of eating. And literally, I did that without thinking. I was bam. All right. So what's funny is that so many women ask me about routine and what to do. And I tell them it's literally as easy as getting up, being mindful, reflecting, checking in with yourself, and then disconnecting from the world. Move your body, sweat, connect with yourself, get your space organized, get your mind and your environment ready for productivity, and do it even when you don't feel like it. Because I'm telling you, the days that you do it, even when you don't feel like it, are more powerful than on the good days when there aren't any obstacles. Because again, you're showing yourself, I can do hard things on hard days and I can still make it. So you build that track record. So on the next hard day that could theoretically be harder than the one that you're having today, you can look back and say, you know what? Screw it. I don't care how bad I feel. I am doing X, Y, and Z, because even if it doesn't feel warm and fuzzy in the moment, I know when I get to the end of the day and I lay my head on that pillow, it doesn't matter what kind of day I had and how bad I felt. I'm going to be proud because I still chose myself and I still showed up for myself and I didn't make excuses. And I am proud of that. And that will override any negativity that you were dealing with in your life. I promise. All right. Ryan, let me know if you jotted down the amazing life-changing turmeric latte recipe. I'm going to go get ready for lunch. I'm going to post that free resource, The Motivated Morning, in the comments here so y'all can download that. Get started, get the free pancake recipe, get the steps to the LRD lifestyle, a daily progress tracker, the same ones that my girls in LRD 180 and my girls in LRD 2.0 are using and seeing amazing results with. And again, it's absolutely free. So I want to hear your feedback on it. Let me know how it's going. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for joining me today. I hope everybody's taking care of themselves. Let's all support each other. And let's use this time to not only take care of ourselves, but to take care of other people as well. Okay? Love y'all so much, and I will see you next week. All right. Bye, y'all.